Hello. You've had greetings for the beginning of this Atiner Conference in History 2020 and its very unique setting and method from Dr. Papanikos, the president, from Nick Pappas, perhaps from some others. I'm David Wick, an ancient historian and urban historian by trade, but also the Arts and Humanities Research Division Director for the Athens Institute of Education and Research. And I'd like to add my greeting and my heartfelt thanks to every one of you that's taken the time and the effort and the creativity to be a part of the presentations, the questions, the conversation, the dialogue that we are doing our best to do, even though we have to be socially distanced in an academic field where social distancing has perhaps been over the years the vice rather than the virtue of what characterizes us as thinkers, writers, teachers, workers. Athens is and has been for a very long time about recognizing that one cannot carry on a dialogue simply with oneself, that the questions, the researches, the answers found in history to why cultures do things and where it takes them need to be discussed, shared across cultures, shared eclectically, shared between interests, shared across time periods. It took tragedy in ancient Athenian history to teach that lesson to the city. But the city has tried, and the Institute, of which I'm lucky to be a part, has tried over the last 20, 25 years to carry out the answer to that lesson, to try and mix together smaller, more intimate conversational settings for scholars to share ideas, again, eclectically across interests and time periods, across different kinds of research methodologies and different ideas of target audience. Thank you for being a part of that, even though we have to be socially distanced. And thank you for sharing your work, even when we can't walk out of the sessions and walk down the hill to the side of one of the ancient Athenian universities, to the places where Socrates spoke, to the temples, to the ruins. We at Atiner know that that's one of the reasons that many of you consider presenting your work here in Athens. But thank you for doing it online this year when we've had to try and scramble to find an alternate way to bring this small scale conversation, this alternative to the big conferences, to those of you who are willing to be part of it. I appreciate it. Everyone at Atiner does. And I'd like to add that the conversations that are so important, so central a part of the small-scale Atiner conference experience is something we'd like you to try and preserve as well. Atiner's staff can help you not just post questions to people who are doing presentations, but also send questions after the conference or after the presentations if you've had a chance to stop and think about something or look at a PowerPoint afterwards. I'm not trying to volunteer the work of incredibly busy people. It's amazing what they've been able to do in the months since the middle of March. But part of what we are trying to do is not just give you a venue to share your scholarship, but a venue for conversation. And we will try to continue doing that even in the challenging circumstances we have here. The Romans, who ended up being one of the target audiences that helped the survival of Athens as a university town, used to have a philosophy that building a city was meant specifically for a target, intimate, particular population size. And when the city got too large, they didn't go on adding and adding and adding to it. They built a new one and a new one and a new one. That's been the philosophy behind the conferences that we have. And we'd like to reflect that in the experience that you have with these online substitutes for the intimate conversation that 2020 and the COVID-19 virus are forcing us to have. Thank you again for being a part of this. Please allow me, if you wish, to help connect you with people or the Atiner staff if you have ways to continue the conversation, to ask questions, or to add to someone's research. But especially thank you for bringing your research and your own ideas to this mixture, this conversation that we're having for these 2 days. And I, for one, look forward to hearing every one of you. Thank you. I'm David Wick.